my Glamour fam, welcome back to my channel. In today's tutorial we are going to be making the second part of this video, making a beaded bow bag. So let's get straight into the video. On my table here I've done one part of the bow and I'm going to do the second part now. It's the same method you used to do the first one that you used to do the second one. So I'm using fishing line of 0.50 millimeter. I'm just going to cut out the one I will use for this project according to my my hand span, my shoulder span, or my width span. I don't really know. So we're going to be working with a 4-flower beading. We are going to string all the 4 flower on the fishing line like so. Then on this 4th one we are going to pass the second end of the fishing line into the bead. You are going to pass it into the bead facing the opposite direction like this. This is the way you are going to pass it. Please don't pass it in the same position. Let them face opposite directions. So the first flower is done and we are going to make the second one. To make the second one we are going to add 3 beads. You're going to put 1 bead each on each end of the fishing line. On the right and the left side of the fishing line you add one bead. Then with the 3rd bead you are going to cross over the fishing line to the other side and you pull. Please make sure you pull it hard so that your work will be strong and firm. Then we are going to make the 3rd flower. Please, you're going to continue with your work as I don't want this video to be too long. Just use the same method, finish up those parts of the work. When we get to the 9th bead we are going to come back and complete this row. We are on the 9th bead now, and to make the 10th one I'm going to string up all the 3 beads on one end of the fishing line, and with the last one I will cross it over with the other one. Now our fishing line has turned to the top, so by the left fishing line, or rather the right one, I'm going to pass 3 beads and cross over with the left fishing line. Now my fishing line is all on the top and on the bottom, so with the bottom fishing line I'll pass it into the next bead. Then with the top one I'm going to add 2 beads and then cross over with the 2nd bead. Then continue passing the bottom fishing line to the next bead, add 2 beads to the top one and cross with the bottom bead. This is how you're going to complete this row, this stage of this work. You're going to continue working like this till you finish the 2nd row. So this video is playing on fast mode, but it's the same method. Just complete yours and we'll get back at the 10th one. We are on the 10th one now, and this is how you are going. Instead of adding 2 bead at the top fishing line, you're going to add those 2 bead at the bottom fishing line instead. Then you cross it over with the top fishing line so that your fishing line can turn up and you continue with the 3rd row of the work. So that is why I added this part of the video, so that you understand how to turn over your fishing line. We've made 4 rows so far, and on each row there are 10 lines. And then on this 4th one, on the 10th line, look at what I'm going to do. I'm going to pass that same bottom fishing line which I string 2 beads on. I am passing it on the bead by the side of the 2nd bead on the line. So please just follow the method. Just look at what I'm doing. I'm playing it on a slow motion so that you can see all the places that I passed the fishing line. The essence of this is to get the fishing line to be at the top part so that I can cross it over on the 2nd bead. So you see those 3 beads there, those are the beads I passed the fishing line into. So I'm going to cross it into the 2nd bead because I want to start my work now on the 2nd bead. But if your fishing line had finished along the way, just cut a new one and pass it directly into the 2nd bead. This method will be easier if you are a beginner when you finish with the 4 parts, you just cut, you tie the fishing line and cut. Then you cut a new fishing line and pass it into the second bead. It will be easier that way. So you continue with your work. You add 3 beads now and make the 5th row. We are going to be skipping two lines on each row. Now we are going to be skipping the first line and the last line. We are trying to make it angled. We are trying to make it angled at the top. You see the angle it created now. That is what we are trying to achieve. So you skip the first and the last line on each of the rows that we are going to be creating now. That is the method we are going to be using till we get to the 4th row, and we'll round up this tutorial. Over here we are done making the 2 parts of the bow now. You can see I didn't really use only white beads because I was out of white. I was out of the pearl beads, so the cream colored pearl beads, so I just used white to complete the bow. We are going to join it. On one part of the bow it ended in 2 rows, and on the other part it ended in 4 rows. We left that part like that because the remaining 2 rows of it that will end it is what we are going to use to join the 2 pieces together so that it will be equal. If we made it equal, and when we join them together, it's going to be 1 row more than the other, so we don't want that. We're going to be using the last row to join it. So you're going to join it the way I did now. It's not difficult, that is just it. That is how to make a beaded bow. There are other methods of making a beaded bow, but for this tutorial, this is the method we are going to be using. So I'm tying a knot to make it very firm, very sturdy, and this is what we have. Now we are going to pass the string all through the bow so that it will not come undone. This is the lead piece of the bag. That is the back cover. I'm just trying to count it. It is 10 by, it is 20 rather, and 10 by the height is 10, by the width is 20. So this is how I'm going to join the two pieces. So here we are done with the lead, and we are also done with the bag. And now we are going to join the lead to the bag. On the outer part of the fishing line, we pass one bead, and with the same line we pass it on the first bead on the bag. Then we add one bead to that end of the fishing line and cross over with the other end. Now you keep passing each end of the fishing line to the piece that it is close to, and then we are going to be crossing it with one bead. This is the same method we are going to repeat. That is the same method we used in joining the bow to the lid of the bag. Trust me, this bag is not really heavy as it looks. It's not heavy at all. Now we are done with the joining, and this is the final piece as seen in the video. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave me a comment in the comment section, please. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.